The Nigerian maritime environment's multifaceted contribution to job creation, food security, income generation, foreign investment, and revenue generation makes it an indispensable component of the country's national development and sustainable economic growth. The utilization of these resources for the socio-economic advancement and prosperity of the country has been limited by various maritime security threats and challenges. The Eastern and Central Naval Commands embarked recently on a joint coordinated and decisive exercise codenamed Exercise Sea Guardian. Welcome on board as we embark on this captivating sail, diving deep into the activities of the Nigerian Navy as they continue to safeguard our maritime territory and protect our national security. It is the Nigerian Navy in focus, and I am Oluwatoyosi Awotunde, your trusted guide. But before we delve into the main segment, let's take a glimpse into the eventful week of Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, the Chief of the Naval Staff, chronicled in the Admiralty logbook.
On the Admiralty logbook this week, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, on Wednesday 15th November 2023, received the Managing Director and CEO, Defense Health Maintenance Limited, the military HMO, Surgeon Rear Admiral A.B. Afolayan, retired, who was at the Naval Headquarters on the Kutsi Corps. Surgeon Rear Admiral Aziz Bayo Afolayan, retired, is a distinguished consultant pediatrician with over 30 years' experience gained in the practice of military medicine and health administration. The Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala Admiralty Medal, joined the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Matawale, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, representative of Chief of Air Staff and other distinguished personalities at the Chief of Defense Intelligence Annual Conference 2023, held at Armed Forces Officers Mess, Abuja, on Monday 13th November 2023. The National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribadu commended the service chiefs, stating that the armed forces under the current leadership has shown serious commitment in addressing the prevailing security challenges bedeviling the country. The theme of the 2023 conference, Leveraging Defense Diplomacy and Effective Regional Collaboration for Enhanced National Security, hosted by Nigerian Chief of Defense Intelligence, Major General Emmanuel Udiande. Representing the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, the Chief of Policy and Plans, Rear Admiral J.D. Akpan, was at the opening ceremony of 3 days intensive training on enhancing project delivery capacity in the Nigerian Navy from 14 to 16 November 2023 at Naval Headquarters Auditorium, Abuja. Earlier, on Friday 10th November 2023, the President of Business Education Examination Council, Mr. Mazi Mike Okereke, was at the Naval Headquarters Abuja in a courtesy visit. He was received by Rear Admiral K.C. Ezete on behalf of Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala. The Business Education Examination Council is a leading examinations council that conducts professional examinations in the specialized areas of management and business. On the same day, the Defense Attaché of Ukraine to Nigeria, Colonel Andrew Vasiliev, also visited the Naval Headquarters and was received by Rear Admiral J.D. Akpan, the Chief of Policy and Plans. Colonel Vasiliev saluted the Nigerian Navy for its achievements in protecting Nigeria's maritime domain and commended its professionalism and dedication to fulfilling her constitutional mandate. He also expressed his interest in strengthening the bilateral defense cooperation between Ukraine and Nigeria, especially in the areas of naval equipment and technology transfer. Another visitor to the naval headquarters on Friday, 10th November 2023 was the CEO of Cedar Crest Hospital Limited, Major Dr. Felix Ogedengbe, retired, and his team. Again, he was received by the Nigerian Navy Chief of Policy and Plans, Rear Admiral J.D. Akpan. Major Dr. Ogedengbe thanked the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu-Ogalla, and the Nigerian Navy for support. He also discussed the challenges and opportunities in the healthcare sector and the potential areas of partnership with the Navy in improving the health and well-being of naval personnel and their families. On Thursday, 9th November 2023, the chairman of Akewa Kolma Terminal Limited, Chief Kenneth Donye, visited the naval headquarters and was received by the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu-Ogalla, in his office. Akewa Kolma Terminal is a port development company that specializes in the planning, development and management of state-of-the-art ports and terminals. Chief Donye commends the Nigerian Navy for remaining steadfast in her role of safeguarding the nation's maritime domain and facilitating global trade. He also discussed the prospects and challenges of port development in Nigeria and the possible areas of collaboration with the Navy in enhancing the efficiency and security of port operations. The Defense Attaché of Brazil to Nigeria, Colonel Anderson Ramos Marques, paid a courtesy visit to the naval headquarters on Monday, 13th November 2023. He was received by the Chief of Policy and Plans, Rear Admiral J.D. Akpan, on behalf of the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu-Ogalla. Colonel Marques expressed his desire to deepen the defense relations between Brazil and Nigeria, particularly in the naval domain. He highlighted the potential areas of cooperations, such as naval training, exercises, and exchange programs. On Wednesday, 8th of November 2023, the Ambassador of the Republic of Bulgaria, His Excellency Mr. Yanko V. Yordanov, was at the Naval Headquarters Abuja on a courtesy visit and was received by the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu-Ogalla, in his office. Mr. Yordanov praised the Nigerian Navy for its professionalism and performance in ensuring the security and stability of the Gulf of Guinea. He also expressed his interest in exploring opportunities for bilateral cooperations between Bulgaria and Nigeria in the maritime sector, especially in the fields of shipbuilding, maintenance, and repair.
Brace yourselves for this enlightening experience as we navigate through the sea of knowledge and insights. Stay tuned. This is the Nigerian Navy in Focus, where protection meets progress.
Beneath the azure skies, Nigeria's maritime environment has long held the promise of economic prosperity. With its vast oil and natural gas reserves, together with other mineral and fishery resources, the maritime environment has over time remained a veritable medium for the sustenance of the country's economy, growth and development. Yet, the promise of harnessing these resources for the country's socio-economic development and prosperity has been shadowed by the looming specters of maritime threats and challenges. Some of these threats are crude oil theft, sea robbery, piracy, illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing activities, kidnapping, and human trafficking. These are the adversaries that have persistently hindered the harnessing of Nigeria's abundant resources for socio-economic development. In response to these challenges, the Eastern and Central Naval Commands, custodians of the vast coastal domains of Nigeria, joined forces orchestrating a symphony of coordinated and decisive efforts to secure the maritime expanse with the aim of denying the criminals and economic saboteurs freedom of action, thereby making the area of responsibilities safe and secure for socio-economic activities.
Vice Admiralty Ghana, I hereby flag off this exercise Sea Guardian 2023. All together.
The Eastern Naval Command and Central Naval Command 4th Quarter Joint Sea Exercise, codenamed Exercise Sea Guardian, is the beacon of resilience against this tide of insecurity which could get worsened if deliberate efforts with a resolute stance to tackle it is not taken.
Exercise Sea Guardian, of course, has been organized as a precursor to the Chief of the Naval Staff's annual sea inspection or annual sea exercise scheduled for 23rd to 27th of November 2023 in line with Nigerian Navy's 2003 schedule of events. Significantly, Exercise Sea Guardian is a joint exercise between the Eastern and Central Naval Commands aimed at fostering cooperation, collaboration, synergy between the two commands with a view to tackling security threats within Nigeria's maritime domain and the wider Gulf of Guinea. Arising from this strategic objective, therefore, the Task Group 23.2, commanded by the Fleet Commander, Central Naval Command, has been tasked to coordinate the conduct of maritime security operations using joint assets and personnel of the two commands.
Thus, it became expedient for both commands to deploy available ships and platforms and coordinate efforts towards ensuring efficiency and effectiveness in combating the prevailing threats within their area of responsibilities.
The two commands are deploying not less than 10 capital ships, 2 helicopters, and 500 riverine patrol boats to dominate Nigeria's maritime environment.
The exercise will command immediately after the special guest of honor flags off the exercise, and ships will sail, helicopters will fly, boats will be deployed, patrols will be engaged, and it's going to be concurrent activities at all levels. So with this, I say again, thank you very much to the Chief of Naval Staff for permitting that this exercise be conducted and giving us immeasurable support in logistics and direction. And because of the importance with which the headquarters hold this exercise, the senators are permitted that the sit-ups should come personally to flag off the exercise. So the sit-up will be doing just that in a moment. So participating units, participating personnel, it is expected that we make this exercise a reality, and definitely it will be.
From the 25th to the 28th of October 2023, these two commands deployed their arsenal: 10 ships, 2 helicopters, and over 500 boats, a formidable display of commitment to safeguarding the waters. The objective: to maintain a sustained and credible presence at sea in order to create a secure maritime environment for national prosperity, in alignment with Chief of the Naval Staff's Vice Admiral Emmanuel Gala's Strategic Directives Objectives 13E and 13H.
I want to assure the participants that Sea Guardian will provide the needed impetus towards enhancing our overall maritime combat experiences in safeguarding Nigeria's maritime environment. At this juncture, I wish to once more specially acknowledge and thank the Chief of the Naval Staff for providing the necessary direction and resources to actualize this exercise. My presence here this morning, of course, is part of the resources provided to provide motivation and ginger us to achieve the utmost objective of the exercise. I wish to assure the Chief of the Naval Staff that the objectives of this exercise will surely be achieved and the expended resources adequately and robustly justified. On this note, I hereby charge the commander of the task group and all participating units to conduct the exercise professionally and diligently, while complying with all applicable local and international maritime laws.
The exercise was also meant to serve as work-up to the command's participation in the forthcoming Chief of the Naval Staff Sea Exercise 2023.
This exercise is coming at a time that prelude to the Chief of the Naval Staff's end-of-year sea exercise, which is an excellent preparation for that exercise.
The exercise afforded the command the opportunity to assess the operational readiness of assigned ships within both commands in conducting search and rescue operations, SAR, communication exercise, COMEX, simulation exercises, CIMEX, gunnery exercise, GUNEX, vessel boarding search and seizure, VBSS, man and shear ship and fleet maneuvers. The immediate past flag officer commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral Umar Chugali, stated that the exercise was in line with the Navy's mandate to secure the maritime environment.
So the objective of the exercise again is to ensure credible naval presence in Nigerian maritime environment towards fighting illicit activities, maritime crimes, ranging from piracy out there to crude oil theft within the crews and on land. So it is an inclusive exercise involving fleet at sea, both in the waterways and trucks, vehicles and foot patrols on ground. So it is all inclusive, and at the end of the day, we will ensure that the entire maritime environment of Nigeria, not just within the two commands, but the entire from east to west, and of course the Gulf of Guinea and even beyond, that is Nigerian maritime interest.
The Sea Guardian exercise was not merely a show of strength, but a strategic dance of readiness. The sea, which was once a realm of threats, now stands guarded by the unwavering resolve of the Nigerian Navy, ensuring that the maritime environment remains a gateway to prosperity. Across expansive seas and intricate waterways, the vigilant gaze of the Eastern and Central Naval Commands stands unwavering, forging a commitment to transform the surrounding waves into a boundless promise of progress for our nation.
Naval Shipyard Limited (NSL) Port Harcourt, Rivers State recently donated life jackets to Isaka Community, Okrika local government in Rivers State. The GMD CEO Navy Holdings Limited, Rear Admiral HUF Kaoje, and Admiral Superintendent Naval Shipyard Limited, Rear Admiral NF Damtong were in attendance. On Wednesday, November 8, 2023, the handing and taking over ceremony between the 14th Flag Officer commanding Central Naval Command, Rear Admiral USA Chugali, and Rear Admiral S.J. Bura took place at the Headquarters Central Naval Command in Ogwa, Bayelsa State capital. The ceremony, which was witnessed by senior naval officers, ratings and civilian staff of the command, marked the end of Rear Admiral Chugali's tenure as the Flag Officer commanding Central Naval Command and the beginning of Rear Admiral Bura's leadership. The outgoing Flag Officer commanding thanked the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, for the opportunity to serve the nation and the Nigerian Navy. He also appreciated the support and cooperation of the officers, ratings and civilian staff to the command during his tenure. He urged them to extend the same loyalty and dedication to his successor. The incoming FOC, Rear Admiral Bura, commended Rear Admiral Chugali for his achievements and contributions to the Nigerian Navy and the nation. He also pledged to continue the good work of his predecessor and to enhance the operational readiness and efficiency of the command. The Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral M.B. Hassan, paid a courtesy call on the DG Nimasa, Dr. Bashir Yusuf Jamo, on Monday 13th November 2023 at the Nimasa headquarters in Lagos. The visit was in continuation with the FOC's ongoing familiarization tour of the Western Naval Command Area of Responsibilities. The Flag Officer commanding Logistics Command, Rear Admiral B. Iyala, paid a courtesy call on the Commander Navy ship NNS Victory in Calabar on Friday, November 10, 2023. The visit was part of the FOC's ongoing familiarization tour of naval establishments in Calabar area. The FOC was received by the commander, NNS Victory, who briefed him on the operational activities and achievements of the base. The FOC expressed satisfaction with the performance of the base and urged them to sustain the tempo of operations. The Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral M.P. Hassan, flagged off Operation Water Guard to fight maritime illegalities within Badagry Ashipa area on Thursday, November 9, 2023. The operation, which is in line with the Chief of the Naval Staff's strategic directive to ensure the safety of Nigeria's maritime environment, involved the deployment of ships, boats, helicopters and quad bikes to cope with smuggling, piracy, oil theft and other illicit activities in the Badagry water and land axis, which borders Benin Republic. The FOC said the operation was a strategic initiative to protect the nation's economic and maritime interests. The Flag Officer commanding Naval Training Command, Rear Admiral Patrick Watu, in company of Commodore A. Yahaya, the Commandant of NNS Kora and the Commander NNS Way, visited the Navy Sailing Club for the training of sub-technical course officers of course 3123 on Thursday, November 9, 2023 at Navy Town, Ojo, Lagos. The FOC advised the students to take water sports and sailing seriously and said he was looking forward to seeing them representing the Nigerian Navy and the country in the nearest future. He also commended the Navy Sailing Club for its efforts in promoting sailing among the naval personnel and the general public.
Admiralty University of Nigeria is poised to celebrate her second set of luminary leaders. In this regard, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Paul Omojo Omaji, cordially invites graduates, parents, guardians, sponsors, esteemed guests, and the Adun community to her second convocation ceremony. A convocation lecture titled Youth Inclusivity, a Creative Force for Social and Economic Development in Nigeria will be delivered by the chairman of the House Committee on Navy, Right Honorable Adamu Yusuf Gadi, PhD, OON. The Executive Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Oboriwori, will be the special guest of honor, while the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, who serves as the chief host, and all the distinguished guests will grace the ceremony. The convocation will be held at the Vice Admiral Dele Joseph Ezioba Multi-Purpose Hall on the main campus, located at Ibuza or Gwachuku Expressway in Delta State. Date 23rd November 2023. Time is 11 a.m. prompt. Announcer Commando Isaac Mashingil Mankilik, retired. The Registrar Admiralty, University of Nigeria. Onward together, onward to greatness.
The Nigerian Navy, no doubt, is ever ready in embracing new strategies in tackling issues of the waterways and supporting the stability of the country's economy. But let's not forget, it is the responsibility of everyone to support the Navy and other security agencies in achieving their constitutional mandates to guarantee a safer and more prosperous Nigeria. It is on this note that the Nigerian Navy in Focus comes to an end today. Many thanks for joining us on this enlightening journey. Let's do this again next week. I am Oluwatoyosi Awotunde. Onward together.